Go ahead and do one more speaking test.
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is my favorite song. I don't know where the fuck that came from. So, this is Metroid Fusion. This is the, in terms of numerical order and sequential order, this is the game that takes place right before Metroid Dread. It's also my favorite game of all time. So, you want to be our narrator for this?
I'd been assigned to watch over Biologics research team, so I once again found myself on the surface of SR-388. Once again, I'm asking you to donate to my campaign.
Sign up for my OnlyFans.
Sign up for my
Samus Aran's OnlyFans.
It was there that I was attacked by a life form I had never encountered before.
Well done.
It was only later that I learned the identity of my father, attacker, the parasitic organism we now know as X. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when disaster struck. Bum 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 bum. Once the X had infested my central nervous system.
Bum bum bum
bum bum bum. Neil deGrasse Tyson meme. Once the X had infested my central nervous system, I lost consciousness and my ship drifted into an asteroid belt. The chances of escaping which, don't tell me the odds. The ship's emergency systems automatically ejected the escape pod before impact. Biologics vessel recovered it.
Listen, I need you to be patient. This game can hold 2 lines of text. All right? Like, no more. No more can occur.
And transported me to Galactic Federation headquarters.
So that's a implication we can have. Knowing as the limited amount of information you have about the Metroid franchise as of now, what is your opinion of the Human Galactic Federation, just based on that name alone?
It sounds like the Democratic People's Republic of humanity. It sounds like they're up to some weird, shady scientific
Okay,
stuff.
cool. Then you're on brand for it. Good,
Yeah.
good.
However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, corrupting large areas of my power suit. It then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become so integrated with my system that it could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, dramatically altering my physical appearance.
I never quite understood what that implied. It sounds like they're just peeling her skin off. It sounds like she's being like physically scarred.
Yeah.
Which, well, I'll continue.
The X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimal chance of survival. Then, someone found a cure.
It was the ooze.
They proposed using a Metroid cell to make an anti-X vaccine, which was subsequently patented by Pfizer.
By Pfizer.
It seems that the Federation had managed to preserve a cell culture from the last infant Metroid from SR-388.
For Metroid 2. I mean, SR-388.
The serum was prepared and injected without delay. The X-parasites were immediately and completely destroyed.
Wow.
As for me, one life ended, yet I survived, reborn as something different. Even in death, I still serve. Pondering this fact, I realize, tense shift. I owe the Metroid hatchling my life twice over. We'll soon be arriving at the BSL research station. I must prepare for docking. The ship's computer has notified me of our approach to the... See, there's 3 lines. There's 4 lines, 5 lines.
Well, we'll get some expository sections like this.
There we go. Notified me of our approach to the Biologic Space Labs, or BSL research station. During my surgery, the research team sent the last batch of creatures we captured there, as well as the infected pieces of my power suit. After regaining consciousness, I learned that an unexplained explosion rocked the station. For some reason, this awoke a nameless fear in my heart, and now I am being sent there to investigate. My mission on the BSL station will be overseen by my new ship's computer. Following the commands of this blunt, computerized CO is something I have to bear, as it was a condition of my taking the ship. For someone who dislikes taking orders, this is the second time I've found myself having to do so. Man, I wish it was only my second time. It makes me recall my other CO. I like that. It's a cool looking station.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the BSL is interesting because I assume it's a private company?
Yeah, it seems like it. A poorly aged thing. I will be escaping to the last place not corrupted by capitalism.
Space!
There's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. The bay currently stores capsules containing recent samples from SR-388, as well as parts of your suit infected by the X-Parasites. The cause of the explosion is as yet unclear. Investigate.
So this is the reason that many people dislike Fusion. It gives you a map and tells you where to go. None of the other Metroid games do that. You just have to explore.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree. I feel like that's not a good reason to dislike a game.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I think it does that intentionally for narrative reasons that makes it uniquely strong among the Metroid series.
That's
so
a good point.
We'll see as we go on. You can give me your impressions as we get deeper into the game. But.
Well, we've had this conversation before in a different context. When we were doing the Odyssey run, like when I was doing my casual playthrough, like, I do this quite a bit. Like, I have to look up guides to complete, where to go and all that kind of stuff. Not even using assist mode, but like, because that's for children. But
yeah, I know.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No, not assist mode. Oh no.
I felt bad about having to do that, but it's like, well, knowing where you're going in a game can still make it more enjoyable anyway. Like, it doesn't take the fun out of it if you're like, if you get lost, that makes you frustrated,
I mean, I understand how exploration in its own is enjoyable and rewarding and all that.
Yeah.
But since this game has so many like horror elements that we'll get into, it sort of has to actively take the stance that it's going to be different from the other Metroid games. It's like you conquering an alien planet, this is more like an alien, conquering you, essentially.
Right.
You're being stalked, So you can't have free roam and still feel closed in, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. The quarantine bay is ahead. Biosigns are confirmed. Be careful.
So this is the room where where her suit was kept once it was removed from her. And it's got a little fella in it.
A little fella. There was a little fella. This is unfortunate news. The specimens brought back by the field team were infected by X-Parasites. The X can mimic its prey. Any specimen could have hosted it. Before the explosion, a security sensor scanned one. The gelatinous X parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing the host creature. They also absorb the DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X infection. Only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems Metroids were the main predators of the X lore. That's why the vaccine worked so quickly and so well.
That's a great sprite, by the way.
It is. That is a great sprite. I like that design. But it has also changed your cellular makeup. It was a Schwarzenegger pronunciation. You will never be infected by X again. In fact, you can now absorb any free-floating X parasites without a host by merely touching them. Wow. This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons. You may also restore latent abilities this way, so pursue free X parasites whenever you possibly can. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing you could do.
So that's the thing that's pretty interesting with this game. The health and like missile pickups and stuff, it's canon.
Yeah.
Like there's a lore reason that you collect health from absorbing an X versus like you kill something and it drops like a heart or something. You know what I mean?
Right. This station is home to many species, some violent ones. We must keep the X out of the breeding environments at all costs. This is vital, Samus. I am already detecting massive biosigns in this region. The X are gathering. This may be our chance to exterminate them, but you are only at 10% battle capacity. Your chance of survival is extremely low. The Federation needs you alive and on duty, Samus. Is your objective clear? Now, get going. I have released the lock on level 0 hatches.
So that's another thing we should talk about. You see in the upper right corner, you've got like the different levels and locks.
Yeah.
In other Metroid games, you get power-ups that let you open like more severely locked doors as you get further on, like missiles and super missiles and all that sort of stuff, power bombs. In this game, that still exists, but it's all done artificially. This is just controlled by the computer. And so the computer is intentionally leaving areas locked to prevent the X from getting in there. But you'll see they take an active role in putting us in situations in which we have to open those locks for them to infect more things.
Yeah.
So you'll see as we get further in here. Yeah, I'm not crazy about the way that he phrases that, like, is your objective clear thing? Because he just says, you're really weak. Is your objective clear? Like,
right.
What he's trying to say is go to the next navigation room, but it doesn't apply that at all.
Yeah. I have received news from HQ. They can support you with the downloadable weapons data. Once you have this data, you'll be able to use missiles. This will help against some enemies your beam can't hurt. Head to the data room for the download. The data room is here. Is your objective clear? It is this time. With missiles, your chance of survival climbs up to 20%.
So this is another thing that's unique about Fusion. In most Metroid games, you find like Chozo statues, right, to get your abilities. But in this game, the Human Federation sends you data that you download to your suit to update it.
Yeah.
And that will become more important later on. I guess I'll be Samus here for these monologue moments if you want. That computer reminds me of a gruff Federation CO I served under named Adam Malkovich. He called me Lady on missions. From anyone else, it would have sounded sarcastic, but Adam made it sound dignified. Out of respect and with some irony, I named the computer after him. Anytime we take an elevator, we'll get a little nugget of Samus's mental thoughts.
Right, inner
dialogue,
yeah.
Which is something that only Fusion has as well.
Nice. Missile data downloaded. Hold R to press B. Oh wait, I don't need to read that.
Probably not. No, I think they got it.
Electrical interference has knocked out the elevators on the main deck. This may be related to the X. I'll work on it. As for you, try to find another way to the target. It's located here. I'm reading huge biosigns, so I hope your missiles work. Oh god, me too. To reload missiles, you can use a recharge room or absorb a special type of X parasite. You'll see them. Try it out. Is your objective clear? Missiles are your only hope. Don't hesitate to use them. Now, find a way to the target. Missiles are your only hope. I hope they work.
Yeah, honestly. So this is pretty neat. And it's pretty easy to be upset that the Metroid formula is being kind of like taken away because you're given the map from the very beginning.
Yeah.
But the map really does not matter in this game.
Yeah.
You find out very quickly. Because most of what you actually do in this game is find like secret paths that are not on the map because of what the X are like trapping you, the way they trap you. And so you'll see that pink is places that I've been, gray is not places that I've been but that I know about, and then green is not mapped areas. And so as we get deeper into the game, we're going to be doing more and more green and less of the other two.
Nice.
So here's another thing. In just about every game, enemies are placed where they're placed for like arbitrary reasons, right?
Yeah.
But you gotta remember that in this game, the X are like intelligent.
Yeah.
And so everything they're doing is with a purpose.
Right.
And so for this reason, like there are X on this door to prevent me from going through the door because they don't want me reabsorbing the power-up that's on the other side of it. So anytime you ever see any weird X thing, it's there on purpose.
Nice.
Not for gameplay reasons, but lore reasons. And so if you keep that in mind, you kind of learn more about the X as we go on.
Hell yeah.
And there's a little secret I know about it right here.
Nice.
Can get this little secret.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't promise I'm going to get every power-up in this game. There's quite a few that either I don't know about or are so difficult that I'm going to miss on purpose, but I know quite a few of them. I know enough to get through the game, certainly. Getting a little missiles already. All right, bud, I need a missile. So anytime you kill a boss X, it turns into this thing after that has a big shield. And we'll learn more about why that occurs later. But basically, they really don't want me getting what this is.
Yeah.
So that's sort of a interesting implication about the X in general, which is that they have agency over their evolution. You know, like it's intelligent evolution. It's not arbitrary. Which I guess we really don't have an example of another species that can do that.
No, I mean...
Even in fiction.
Yeah. Humans, sort of, but only in one narrow sense.
I mean, I do think there is an argument to be made that we've stopped evolving, but that doesn't mean we've stopped, like, growing. Those words are different, you know?
Yeah. The fact that we've been able to effectively, cheat natural selection.
Exactly.
is one thing. Samus, it's as I feared. The breeding environments have been invaded by X parasites. Sector 1 SRX shows several abnormalities on biosensors. Sector 1 is a simulation of the SR388 ecosystem. To get there, take the main elevator to the access shaft and use elevator 1. Is your objective clear? Use the navigation room just inside for further briefing. I'm not sure, but I think that whoever allowed the X into the environment may also be linked to the earlier explosion.
So in case it wasn't clear, this private company that runs this station, they're just a biological research company. So we're basically on a space zoo right now, which is what makes, if it wasn't clear already, it's what makes the fact that it's being infected by X so especially bad, because they're getting a huge variety of genetic material to work with. Uh-oh.
Whoa. I think I know what's going on. It's just like in that Natalie Portman movie.